Hurricane in California. That's crazy. Never even heard of it. So I'm gonna show you guys a little video and then comment, like, and tell me what you guys think. If it's gonna actually happen in California, if it's just gonna turn to a tropical storm, and let me know if you think it's gonna affect the fishing.
Fairly arid landscape, especially as we move inland. We could be literally looking at a year's worth of rain falling in 24 hours. I mean, that's not out of the realm of possibilities. We're looking at 5 to 10 inches of rain could certainly fall within this mountainous area. Obviously, the high altitudes, the places that have some rugged topography, those are the areas that are most likely to see those really high rainfall amounts. So, and given that kind of landscape, landslides and things of that nature are certainly in the cards. So, this area doesn't normally see these kinds of storms. In fact, that's my understanding is the last, sort of tropical storm hurricane to hit Southern California was back in 1939. So we're pushing some years now. And to drop this kind of rain in that area will definitely have some impacts. But like I said, the tracking is really going to be interesting. If it happens, if it veers a little bit more towards the east, we're looking at more rainfall into Arizona and perhaps even into Nevada. California's obviously going to get some rain, but whether those other states, how much they receive, will be interesting. If it veers maybe just a little bit off to the west, then Los Angeles is actually looking at bearing some of the brunt of this as well. So this storm definitely bears watching from the perspective of Southern California, because it's going to get very interesting there in the next 48 hours.
Let me know if you guys think this Hurricane Hillary is going to affect any of our deltas or our oceans near us. I know it's coming through LA and possibly could have some rain and stuff in Sacramento. But let me know what you guys think in the comments.
If you plot this storm in the middle of the Gulf of Mexico, I mean, the feeder bands and the cloud shield would take up the entire Gulf of Mexico. That's not typical. I mean, we've had a few storms like that in the past. Hurricane Gilbert comes to mind way back in the 1980s. I remember that storm being out in the Gulf of Mexico, and it filled the entire Gulf. Well, this storm would do the same thing. So this storm definitely ranks as one of the bigger storms that I've ever seen. So it is a monster. There's no doubt about it. And the thought that this thing can go up to Category 5 just makes it all the scarier. The upside being that, once this thing continues its trajectory northward, it's eventually going to get over some cold water, and it's gonna weaken in its intensity pretty dramatically. And by the time it reaches, the northern part of the Baja Peninsula and starts to reach California, it's likely to be right around that tropical storm hurricane threshold. So again, that's the thing that really bears watching at this point. So obviously we need to keep a close watch on this thing.